Hey folks, Nathan here from the Star Wars Timeline Gold, the Star Wars Reports Rebels Roundtable, and Star Wars Beyond the Films, bringing you a look at Wave 1 of the products from Fantasy Flight Games for the miniatures game Imperial Assault. Now, I've done a lot of extensive coverage of Imperial Assault previously, focusing on the core game. Remember, the core game is $100, and usually I just dive straight into what's inside these packages. We're going to do that in our next series of videos here. But I wanted to emphasize something that I emphasized back when looking at the Imperial Assault core game for those who may not remember or may not have watched that entire very long breakdown. Remember that Wave 1's materials, that is, the figure packs for the Rebel Saboteurs, Rebel Troopers, General Weiss, Royal Guard Champion, IG-88, Chewbacca, and Han Solo, plus the dice pack, are not giving you any new characters, just miniatures in place of tokens, based on the core game. The dice pack is also not giving you any new dice, though one could expect that. Here's your dice pack. Here's the dice from the original core game. The exact same number of each type of dice, you're just essentially getting a duplicate set there. As for the characters, remember, the way that it worked was that the Imperial Assault core deck core set came with a ton of miniatures. But there were also characters who had deployment cards that you could use who were not represented by miniatures, because it would have made the game even more expensive. Instead, they were represented by these tokens, like in the beginner games for the RPGs for Star Wars from Fantasy Flight Games. Now what we've got is, again, Rebel Saboteur, Rebel Trooper, General Weiss, Han Solo, Chewbacca, IG-88, and Royal Guard Champion. All of these same exact characters now being presented here as figure packs with miniatures instead. That is, instead of the tokens that we see here. So you could play without needing to buy any of these and still use the exact same characters in your games as long as you're okay with tokens instead of miniatures. What's going to set this apart and decide whether these are really worth the money is A, the quality of the miniature and whether it really is that much better than playing with tokens, but B, things like new skirmish missions and whatnot. New features being added beyond just the characters themselves. We're going to take a look at it, so hang on tight as we begin our next series of 8 videos looking at each of these products, including the dice pack, in turn from Wave 1.